Well, the economic growth story, of course, is a positive factor. It is a factor which has led to millions of people being pulled out of poverty. The middle class is growing in the region. The trade within the region is also increasing. So it's not just trade external to the region, but also within the region. But with that comes certain fundamental questions. It's clear that many of the economies in East Asia are posting growth rates far above the norms or averages that are globally seen in other parts of the world. But at the same time, it has to be a growth with a purpose. And that's why we're convened here under the theme of leveraging growth for equitable progress because of concerns such as rising inequality, widening income gaps, and how to ensure that that growth really is proliferated and meets all of the needs of growing populations that are facing an increasingly unpredictable future. Well, the demands only increase as populations grow, as more people become part of the middle class, and it puts pressures in many different ways to upgrade infrastructure, to improve education, to improve health systems. Ultimately, we live in a climate-defined future, and whether that's measured in terms of rising ocean levels, the impact of rising temperatures, the impact that has on the food chain and food production. The Philippines is a country which sees that through recent events. The super typhoon Yolanda exposed the vulnerability of the region to unexpected natural disruptions. So with that in mind, whether it relates to how our cities are planned, how we grow the food for a growing population in the world, every leader will need to incorporate a sustainability framework into his or her thinking. Clearly, disputes of this nature have one result, and that is to create uncertainty. And as it is, we live in a world of multiple challenges, and the scale of these challenges is only ever increasing. So for sure, it's not a good thing when there's political instability caused by issues such as this. But I feel at the same time we need to also look at the record for the region. East Asia and ASEAN have really set benchmarks in trade liberalization, in free trade agreements, and in regional cooperation. So I feel confident that there are many different forms of partnership within the region, many different forms of dialogue, which will surely be leveraged by the region's leaders to address these points of difference.